everyone, it's Melody with Design by Melody. I'm here with my very first layout with the Make a Pretty Life kit. This is a kit from Fancy Pants, and so if you missed my unboxing, make sure you go back and check it out because there are a ton of supplies in this particular kit, and I'm going to make a bunch of different projects with it. So far I have 6 videos that will be posted, and I'm debating on whether or not I'm going to do a 7th process video for you. I just can't decide if I want to. But what you'll see here, the very first thing I'm working with, is this 6x6 pad. So in the kit you don't get any 12x12 papers, but you do get a full 6x6 pad. So I am doing a couple Project Life pages for you. I've got a couple other projects for you as well, and then I do have a 12x12 layout so far. And like I said, I might make something else, I just haven't decided. This particular Project Life page, I will need 4 3x4 cards because I do have photos, but nothing is a full 3x4, so I need to back all of those 3x4 pockets. And then I do need to fill in 2 4x6 pockets. But I do have a lot of photos here. I am even going to create a flip pocket in the bottom right. So I've kind of got all the papers laid out. I like to just kind of lay them out to see how the colors are going to coordinate with each other before I cut anything, just because I don't want to make any unnecessary cuts, especially whenever I feel like this paper has, or this kit has limited paper selection, so I don't want to actually cut into anything quite yet. As per my normal, I am backing all of the 4x6 pockets with white cardstock cards, and then putting the pattern paper on top of that so I can have the white border to mimic the white border on the 4x6 photos that I printed. I always print my photos with a border, even if it's like these 3x4 photos. Well, actually they're smaller than 3x4, but basically the photos that would go into a 3x4 pocket also have a white border because I make a collage print when I order them. I do print a few photos at home, but I only really do the small, I think they're 2x3 photos from my Life printer. Other than that, I'll order photos either from Shutterfly or Snapfish. Those are my 2 photo ordering places. So I actually have 3 photos down here in the bottom right pocket, and I cut a piece off of a page protector. I always have a lot of page protectors in my stash, ones that I don't necessarily plan to use, a bunch of different manufacturers. I like to really kind of stick with the Becky Higgins Project Life branded page protectors in my albums. I just like the consistency of sizing with those, but I do have a ton of other page protectors in my stash, and so I just use those to cut apart and make my own little pockets or make my own little flip pockets or whatnot. I just cut off the edge, and I have a video somewhere about how to make your own flip pockets and things, so I will try, if I can find it, I will link it below if you're interested in looking at that. So now I have all my papers down. I'm starting to kind of embellish. As I was laying down some of the papers, I pulled out a few little pieces. I have that little like puffy splash bubble at the bottom, and there was this giant Shamu thing that they had at camp, and they always took pictures with it. So it's Kaylin and his buddy taking a picture down here, and I just put the splash bubble coming out of or the splash puffy sticker coming out from below the whale, kind of like he's coming out of the water. And I just cut this banner that says "Fun in the Sun." Well, I cut it and then I made it into a banner so that I had the banner ends on the left side of each of those little word strips. I'm playing around with that splish splash. I kind of want to include it, but I was having a difficult time figuring out a way to lay it on the card without necessarily having to cut off a piece of it. And since it's such thick chipboard, I didn't really want to cut the chipboard. I just didn't feel like it would be a nice clean cut. So I'm kind of playing around with that idea, which is why I have not actually glued it down. I had this piece of journaling card that said "This is a true story." It's an old LE Studio card that I had cut and used the grid to do some journaling on a different project. So I just went ahead and cut off that bit and put it on the side here. And I'm going to do a little bit of journaling on this particular card. I have that one card a second to the left here that I'm working on now with the washi tape. I had a pretty busy background, so I just used a little bit of the glassine bag from the packaging to actually just cover up a bit of that pattern. It kind of mutes the pattern a little bit, and I feel like that makes it look a little bit better. instead of being quite such a bold pattern. I say that, and then there's that red, green, and blue leaf pattern right next to it that I have Splish Splash on right now. That's really kind of the boldest pattern possible. So I don't know. Sometimes I feel like I need to mute patterns, and sometimes I don't. I think it also has to do with the subject of them. So that has a whole bunch of people swimming in a pool, and I felt like that was really busy. So I just felt like I needed to cover that up. So let me read you my journaling. It says, on Monday after camp, Kaylin and I went to Lake Lynn. The scene was beautiful. Even Kaylin thought so. And then I've quoted him here. It says, Mama, it's so beautiful and sparkly. And then I put beautiful equals beautiful. It was so cute that day because he was so serious about it. He was like, Mama, it's so beautiful and sparkly. It was, the sun was starting to go down and was reflecting off of the water at the lake as we were walking around. And it really was very, very pretty. Put out this Walmart sticker book that I got a couple weeks ago. Well, maybe it was probably a month or 2 months ago, possibly. But they've got these black and white tile alphas, and so I'm just putting Camper of the Week, but I'm putting it on just a strip of white cardstock because I wanted to be able to manipulate it and move it around. I don't exactly know where I want it to go, and I'm going to end up backing it on a bit of washi tape anyways, so it ends up working well. But first I needed to get all the letters down because I wasn't sure how long my little word section here was going to be, so I needed to be able to get it down on a bit of just on something to be able to move it around and figure out how it would work. So I'm cutting apart those words now, but I still have it backed on the white cardstock. I like to do that sometime whenever I'm just kind of, I don't know exactly what I want to do. Sometimes I'll do that to where I'll put it on a bit of just a scrap of paper or something to be able to move it around and test it in a couple different spots. Now, the washi tape was a little bit too transparent for my liking, so what I'm doing is I'm backing it on a bit of white cardstock, and you can't really see it here. I'm kind of off screen, but I just stuck that washi tape down. And I had played around with the idea of backing it onto white cardstock, and then I take it off, but I have already adhered my words to it. So I just kind of put that washi tape on that sticker. So the banner says, hey Mom, look at this. And then I put Camper of the Week because Kaylin was Camper of the Week that week. They picked a Camper of the Week out of each group, and his group, he's the last one there on the left in the orange shirt. He was the representative for his group. So he looked so nervous there with his hands in his pockets. He was actually looking at this layout earlier and said, hey Mama, look, I look nervous. Buddy, you were. You had your hands in your pockets. He doesn't ever walk around with his hands in his pockets, so that's really kind of a different thing. Now I have a filler card here. I have 2 filler cards actually in the middle. And so I took that Instagram photo album and I took the front cover of it, and I actually cut out the camera, and I'm using that as a really large die cut on this pocket here. So I'm gonna do a little bit of words here with that same Walmart. I can't think of the name of it right now, but I got it at Walmart. I want to say it was like $2.99, and you get a whole bunch of different pages of alphas. But I'm gonna put our photos using 2 different alphas from that set. I'm also doing a little bit of journaling here on this photo of Kaylin looking at the cat. This cat was staring at Kaylin, and Kaylin was staring at him. Periodically, we'll go into like PetSmart or one of the other pet stores and kind of look at the cats. They always have cats that are adoptable cats. Every once in a while, they'll have dogs in there, but usually they almost always have cats. So I put just never gonna happen, buddy, on a little bit of just a little bit of that grid paper to do a little bit of journaling. And then here's where I've got the R photos. I couldn't get the R, the O-U-R, to actually be lined up properly, so I have to like put it down, and then I lift it up and put it down again, and then I trim off the little bits that are hanging off. But when I trim it off, you can really tell how crooked it was, so then I had to like turn it again on the side. I kept making the R shorter than the rest of the letters, so I kept having to trim it. Luckily, even though I trimmed it like 3 times, I still could make out the letters. I never actually trimmed too far down, which is fantastic. I have a few just random, almost finished sticker sheets in my little scrap bin over here to the left of my desk. You cannot see it, but it is sitting there to the left. And one of them was this Hello Summer Echo Park sticker sheet, and it's just a little bit of the, I think it was their alpha sheet, and there were some little word strips at the bottom, so I had cut that apart, and I just stuck it in my, oh, I'm sorry, it's Simple Stories, not Echo Park. And it just has all these little word stickers on it. And I just put out the one that said Hello Summer in green and put that on that little Polaroid camera right there. Is that a Polaroid camera? I think it is, yeah. And then I'm trying to figure out what to do with this other filler card. So I'm looking through all of the die cuts and chipboard. I punched all the chipboard out of the chipboard sheet to be able to kind of move them around and manipulate them and not have such a large piece of chipboard in my little basket here of all my supplies. So that's why you see all the random chipboard pieces. But there was this large die cut that said "This is the life," and I'm going to use that just in the center of this card, and then I'm just going to simply embellish it with a word sticker from that Simple Story sticker sheet that I have sitting there to the right of the screen. It would be really kind of nice to use up some of those half-used stickers, but I'm not quite there yet, but it really, really would be nice to use up a couple things. I also have that camera that I put on that True Story card, and there's only one sticker left on that sticker sheet, so that will actually be used up pretty soon. Now, I have these alphas from the dollar spot at Target. So I bought them because I like the fact that they're like on notebook paper. And they really remind me of, school and like using them for school layouts and things like that. But when I started to use them, I realized you've got the capital A and the lowercase a all on one sticker. So you would have like two A's side by side. So I'm just trimming them down and just taking off the lowercase letters. And then I'll have spelling out school. So I'll actually have the S be the uppercase. But I think that's how I'm going to end up using these alphas. I think I have 4 sheets of them. I've never used them. Not even once. So I think I have 4 sheets of them. So I'm just going to kind of use them, I believe, like that and trim them apart and be able to spell out words. So I'm using, again, that Walmart sticker book. I kind of forgot I had it, and then all of a sudden I remembered, and I was like, oh, there's tile alphas in there. That's perfect. So I'm a sucker for some tile alphas. I probably have more than I realize I do because I'm always thinking, oh, I'm almost out, so let me buy more, and that's what I do. So I'm just putting ready for, and then it says school. So this was the week that we actually went and bought Kaylin's book bag for school. It was just a couple weeks before school started. This is summer camp. These photos are basically from summer camp, and then a couple of events we did after like picking him up from camp for the day, but getting his book bag and getting ready for school was one of the things we were doing that summer. Now, that bottom left photo, let me tell you what this is. So we were going to a wedding on July 24th, which is actually my birthday, but we were going to a friend's wedding, and I needed to find a dress. It was a pretty formal event, but it was so stinking hot outside, so I decided I wanted to look for a black dress, and because it was dead of summer, there really weren't really long evening gowns, and I really don't think I would have been comfortable in one anyways. So I got kind of a cocktail dress, but it was so cute, and I still have it. I don't know that it actually fits anymore. I think I've gained some weight since then, but it's an incredibly cute black dress, and then it has mesh parts where it has the nude colored lining of the dress that shows through. So it really is a cute dress. And then I had to find the perfect shoes, which you can see there. I took a picture of them in the mirror on the little footstool to show Ernest. But I absolutely love those shoes. So Kaylin and I spent the day looking for a dress and shoes, and we found it. But you can see, if you look at the picture of me taking a picture of the dress to show Ernest, there's Kaylin standing on the little bench in the dressing room trying to hide in the corner. So my journaling says, found my outfit for the wedding. Kaylin was thrilled. He was not thrilled at all. And you could tell on his face, but he's trying to be out of the picture, but he's just like smushing himself in the corner. So this is the end of this layout, just adding a few little stars from the sticker sheet, and then that completes it. I hope you guys have enjoyed this. I will be back soon with another layout using this kit. All right, guys, bye.